Checking 1 2. You'll hear it on your phone. Checking 1 2. It'll come through. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Checking 1 2 1 2 1 2. Okay, there you go. Check. Put a 1 in the chat if they can hear us. They should hear us now. Salakia, we apologize for the Salakia for the especially to the men above me and all of my people here in South Carolina. We had no sound, but we got it together now. We good, right?
Yeah, we got
your chat up.
Good.
We're the ISUPK. Start off 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana, where we teach blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians make up the 12 tribes of Israel. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite group. So make sure you get into the ISUPK school, man, and get into the Sabbath classes, get into all of the classes that we have to offer through the week. You know, from Monday through Saturday, man. Monday through Friday, 7 to 9, and then Saturday, of course, the Sabbath, 10 to 12. That's so right. Get into class, man. So I'm assuming everybody can hear us now, right?
Good.
Okay.
Yeah, we look toward
La Shala, right?
La Shala.
La Shala. Okay. Get the scrolls. Cover the scrolls. Good. Sarla Hakwim. That means turn and face the east.
This is the Lord's Prayer. Abanaw, Shabashimaya, Kodash, Haya, Shamka, Yahau, Malakuka, Taba'a, Watazayaka, Haya, Aisha, Barataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashimaya, Latan, Lanau, Lakam, Ka, Yawam, Wasalak Lanau, Kawawati now, Kasalaki now, Kawawati now, Wala'a, Taba'a now, Banasaya one, a ball, Hayashaya now, Mayan, Right. Kaya, Laka, Amalakwa, Wa'ala, Watapara, La'awalamya, Aman.
What he said in the Hebrew, we say in the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh, thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done in earth
as it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us this day.
Our
daily bread.
Our daily bread.
Forgive us our debts.
Forgive us our debts.
Forgive our debtors.
Forgive our debtors.
Lead us not
into temptation.
But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom.
For thine is the kingdom.
The power.
The power.
The glory.
The glory.
So be it.
So be it. Hakak the power. Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, Baba Kushah, Natalana, Hakak, Lorpa'a, Kamakala, also like it, Wakal, Marawa, Hakak, Lataha, Hamatazari, Hakak, Lahakwi, Hamati, Hakak, Al-Karaf, Hatama'al, Lagash, Bahashim, Yahushua, the what?
Aman. What he said in the Hebrew, we say in the English. Lord, in the name of Yahushua.
Lord, in the name of Yahushua.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the power.
Power to heal all men of sickness.
Power to heal all men of sickness.
All men of disease.
All men of disease.
Power to cleanse the leper.
Power to cleanse the leper.
Power to raise the dead.
Power to raise the dead.
Power against unclean spirits.
Power against unclean spirits. To cast them out.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
This is to bless Israel. Yahweh, Bashim, Yahushua, Baraklanawa, Wayashar Allah, Wahabayah, Sapari, Barak, Raba'ah, Magun, Hagun, all of Israel. The people that don't know it Israel, but they are Israel. To the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, the kids, the women,
all of Israel.
All of Israel. All of the Alawat generals. All the Sarans. All of the officers. All of the troopers.
All of
the young men.
All of
the families of Israel. And bless us. And keep us.
By Hashem Yahushua. The water.
Aman. What he said in the Hebrew, we say in the English. Lord, in the name of Yahushua.
Lord, in the name of Yahushua, bless us.
And Israel.
And Israel.
And the school.
And the school.
Bless.
Bless.
Heal.
Shield.
Protect.
And protect
our loved ones.
our loved ones.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. Psalms 121. Ayanya, Haharia, Mahayan, Yaba'a, Azaria, Ma'ain, Yahweh, Asha, Shemaiah, Wa'arataza, Yatan, Lamawat, Wilgalik, Yanawam, Shemarka, Hana, La'a, Yanawam, Wala'a, Yayasun, Shawamar, Yasra'ala, Yahweh, Shemarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al-Yai, Yam-Yamka, Yawamam, Hashemash, La'a, Yaka'a, Wayarak, Balayala, Yahau, Yashamark, Makar, Rai, Yashamar, Asnapashka, Yahau, Yashamar, Taza'atka, Wabawaka, Ma'ata, Wa'ai, our lum.
What he said in the Hebrew, we said in the English. I will lift up mine eyes.
I will lift up mine eyes
to the hills. Which cometh my help. My help cometh from Yahweh.
My help cometh from Yahweh.
Which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth Israel. He that keepeth thee. Will not slumber. Behold.
He
that keepeth Israel.
Shall neither slumber nor sleep.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is a shade upon thy right hand.
The Lord is the shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day.
The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
Thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
The Lord shall preserve thy going out.
The Lord shall preserve thy going out
and
thy coming in.
From this time
forth.
And even forevermore.
And even forevermore. Psalms 83. Alahaya, Adamaya, Waka, Takarash, Wa'al, Tashakwat, Kaya, Hana, Awabarka, Yahama, Yawan, Ra'ash, Amaka, Ya'ariam Wa, Sawada, Wayata, Ya'atazawa, Tazawapanyaka, Amara, Lakawa, Wanakakina, Magaya, Wala'a, Yazakar, Shum, Yasha'ala, Abada, Kaya, Nawa'atazawa, Laba, Yakadwa, Al-Kaya, Baraya, Yakawa, Ahalia, Adawam, Wa, Yashama, Al, Yam, Mawa'aba, Wahagari, Gabal, Wa'amuan, Wa'amalak, Palasat, Ashabia, Tazawa, Gum, Ashawa, Nalawa, Amar, Hayawa, Zarawa, Labanila, Yalawat, Salah, Asha, Laham, Kamadian, Kasaya, Sara'ah, Kayabian, Banakal, Koyash, one, Nashami of the Salaki, Nasha, Madawa, Ba'anyan, the Ara, Hayawa, the Man, La'a, the Ma, Shaya, Tamwa, Nada, Yamuwa, Kara, Wakaza, Abba, Wakaza, Bak, Waka, Tazal, Mana'ai, Kal, Nasa, Yakamwa, Ashar, Amawa, Naya, Ra'ash, Lanawa, Na'awath, Alahaya, Sayadamwa, Kagalegale, Rakash, Lapanya, Raka, Ka'ash, Taba'aria Ara, Wakalaba, Dalahat, Harayam, Khan, Baradatma, Barsaraka, Wabasa, Wabadak, Tabalam, Mala'ai, Panyaham, Kalawan, Waya, Bakwaswa, Shamka, Yahau, Yabashwa, Waya, Bahalwa, Ariyai, Waya, Kapawa, Waya, Abadwa, Waya, Da'awa, Kaya, Ata, Shamka, Yahau, Labaka, Alwan, Alka, Arataza.
What he said in the Hebrew, we say in the English. Keep not thy silence.
Keep not thy silence.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
Be not still.
Be not still.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
Below thy enemies.
Below thy enemies. Make a tumult.
And
they that hate thee.
Have lifted up their heads.
Have lifted up their heads.
They are taking crafty counsel against thy people.
Against thy people.
And consulted against thy enemies.
And consulted against thy enemies. Who said, Come.
Let's cut them off.
Let us cut them off.
Being a nation.
For being a nation.
The name of Israel.
That the name of Israel
shall be no more remembrance.
Shall be no more remembrance.
They have consulted together.
They have consulted together. With one consent.
They are confederate against
thee. They are confederate against thee.
Tabernacles of Edom.
Tabernacles of Edom.
Ishmaelites.
Moab.
Hagarenes.
Gabal.
Ammon.
Amalek.
The Philistines.
Philistines.
Habits of Tyre.
Tyre.
We were also joined with them.
Assyrians also joined with them.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah.
Do unto them.
Do unto them.
Midianites.
As a Midianite.
As Assyria.
As a Syrian.
As
a Jabin.
Kassan. Which perished at Endor.
Which perished at Endor.
Done for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Nobles like a rail.
Made their nobles like a rail. And like Zahir.
And all the princes of Zabon.
All the princes of Zabon. And Zamunda. Who said, Come. Let us take them. The houses.
Of Yahweh.
Of Yahweh.
In possession.
In possession.
Oh my Yahweh.
Oh my Yahweh.
Make them like a wheel.
Make them like a wheel.
As a stumble before the wind.
As a stumble before the wind.
As the fire that burneth the wood.
As the fire burneth the wood.
Set the mountains on fire.
As the flame sets the mountains on fire. So persecute them.
With thy tempest.
With thy tempest.
And make them afraid.
And make them afraid.
With thy storm.
With thy storm.
Fill thy faces with shame.
Fill thy faces with shame.
That they may seek thy name.
That they may seek thy name.
Oh Yahweh. Let them be confounded.
Let them be confounded.
And humble forever.
And humble forever.
Yea. Let them be put to shame.
Let them be put to shame. And perish.
That men may know.
That men may know.
His name is Lord.
His name is Lord. Yahweh.
Or the Most High.
Or the Most High.
Over all the earth.
Over all the earth.
SHAR. Turn. Scrolls down. Shop you can see it.
Exodus chapter 17, the very start of
Where we at? Exodus 17.
Come on,
All right, let's get to Exodus 17. We're going to read 7 verses, right?
7 verses.
7 verses. 17, 1 through 7. And tell them where you at.
This is Exodus 17, verse 1. Waya Sa'awa Kal Adaf Benaya Yasharali Mama Debar Sayak Sayan Lama Sa'ai Yaham Aid Paya Oh Paya Oh Al Paya Yahweh Wayaka Nawa Bara Paya Dayam Wa'ayan Mayam Lasha Thatha Ha'aim. Verse 2. Wayarad Wayarab Ha'aim Aim Masha Waya Amawa Thanawa Lanawa Mayam Wana Shatha. Waya Amar. Laham. Masha. Ma. Thoraya. The one.
Start over.
Thora. Yabawan. It's like. Ma. Daya. Ma. Thana. Sayawan. Ath. Yahweh. Verse 3. Waya Taza Ma'a. Sham. Ha'aim. Lama Yam. Waya Lan. Waya Lam. Waya Lam. Waya Lan. Ha'aim. Al. Masha. Waya Amar. Lama. Za. Ha'ai Laya Danawa. Mama Taza Rayam. Laha Mayath. Athaya. Wa'ath. Banaya. Wa'ath. Makwa Naya. Bataza Ma'a. Verse 4. Wataza Aqua. Masha. Al. Yahweh. La'amar. Ma. Ma'aisha. La'am. Aisha. La'am. Hazaha. Iwad. Ma'ait. Wasa. Kwalanaya. Verse 5. Waya Amar. Yahweh. Al. Masha. Abar. Lapanaya. Ha'aim. Wakwak. Oh yeah.
Take your time.
Okay. Athak. Maza Kwanaya. Yasharala. Wama Tak. So like, let me read that again. Wama Tak. Ashar. Hakayath. So like Hakayath. Bawa. Ath. Like Haya. Ara. Kwaka. Bayadak. Waha Lakath. Verse 6. Hana Naya. Ahmad. Lapa Nayak. Sham. Al. Hataza Wara. Baka Rabah. Waha Kayath. Bataza Wara. Wayataza Awa. Mama Naiwa. Mayam. Rasha Tha. Ha'aim. Waya Aisha. Khan, Masha, La'ai, Yanaya, Zakwa, Naya, Yashar, Allah. Verse 7. Waya, Quara'a, Quara'a, Sham, Hama, Qua, Wa, it's like Hama Kwayam Kwayam. It's like Hama Kwawam Masa Wama Rabba Al Rayab Banaya Yasharala. No, Yashar. Oh, Yasharal. Wa'al. Nasatham. Ath. Yahweh. La'amar. Hayash. Yahweh. Bakwa. Rabba Nawa. Ayan.
Yeah, pick it for me, if you could, for me. And Exodus 16, say like 28.
28?
Right.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 16 and verse 28.
Uh-huh.
And the Lord said unto Moses, how long refuse ye to keep my commandments and my laws?
Right, and this is the Lord, what we picked up from last week, man, we do from week to week. This is where our people are so hard-headed and stiff-necked, and the Most High was asking, what did he say? Read that again.
And the Lord said unto Moses, how long refuse ye to keep my commandments and my laws?
How long do you refuse? The Most High is serious about this, man. We're here to keep the Lord's statutes and commandments. The only thing that's going to get you into our new heaven here. But right now we're living in this wicked hell out here. But the Most High back in Egypt, man, this is what our people were doing. The Most High asking them, how long? I mean, when you going to take the time to do this, man? How long? When you going to keep my commandments? Finish reading. 29.
Verse 29. See, for the Lord hath given you the Sabbath. Therefore he giveth you on the 6th day the bread of 2 days.
Yes, and see, the Most High, this is after we got through the Red Sea, and we caught up there in the desert, and then people started murmuring all over the place, man, saying, give me something to eat. Ain't got no water. The water's bitter. They bitter from salt water, man. You know, and then the people were murmuring, man. And now the Most High gave them something. We're going to show you a little bit more about this here. But the Most High gave them the Sabbath. And then he says, see that thou, the Lord, have given you the Sabbath. Therefore, read that again. See that.
Verse 29. See, for that the Lord have given you the Sabbath.
Right.
Therefore he giveth you on the 6th day the bread of 2 days.
Yeah, he giving you the bread of 2 days, man. That way you don't have to work yourself to death. The Most High is giving you he's giving what you needed on the Sabbath. That's what he's giving you, bread to lay up for 2 days, man. So you won't have to just he's giving us manna to keep us from arguing amongst each other all the time, man. Giving us the bread for 2 days, right? And finish reading.
2 days. Abide ye every man in his place.
Right.
Let no man go out of his place on the 7th day.
Right. This was a special. Now this is the Lord. This is not really talking about the Sabbath. You can go on the Sabbath and do what you got to do because we are in what? Slavery.
That's right.
We are in our. We might have to go to work, man. In this wicked kingdom right here. But right here, man, the Most High was trying to get us to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, man. Go ahead.
If I could. What you were saying is heavy because like the Lord is testing us like this whole time right here. Like he gave us bread. You can tell these Negroes right here.
Right.
He's a Negro.
Right.
He gave us bread Moses told Moses, and Moses told the people not to get a whole bunch of bread to the point you're gonna have something left over.
Right.
And they had to see it to believe it. They got more than enough bread.
Right.
And the next day they ain't going worms and all that stuff in their bread.
Right,
when the Lord told them not to do it.
Right. He just said, give how much bread for how many days?
Just get the bread for one day, but then
give bread. He said, for he giveth you the 6th day.
Right.
He give you 6th day. That means that on that Friday, he was telling them on that 6th day, he give you on the 6th day the bread for 2 days.
That's right.
So he gave enough so you can relax yourself, man.
Right.
This is what the Most High was trying to do back then in Egypt, to keep our people, to keep going the laws. And it says, abide ye every man in his place. In other words, stay where you at, man.
Right.
Don't be trying to be what? Greedy.
Abide ye every man in his place.
Right.
Let no man go out of his place on the 7th day.
Right. Finish reading.
Verse 30. So the people rested on the 7th day.
Yeah, this is what's special, man. The Most High told them just rest on the 7th day. We didn't have nobody governing us other than the Most High.
That's right.
That's what was going on. Right. Verse 31.
Verse 31. And the house of Israel called the name thereof manna.
What?
Manna.
What?
Manna.
The Bible calls them manna. Show us some manna. Show us what manna look like.
What's on that manna?
It's gonna look sort of like, bread is just honey loaves, man. It's a manna, let's get some break some of that manna. Break some of that manna up in there.
Bread, man.
Yeah, break
Lord, how holy digger.
Yeah. That's good.
Some of that manna.
That's that manna, man.
That manna.
And it says, read that, verse 31, Papa Shah. Good, put when you time there. Get that manna cleared up in there.
Verse 31. And the house of Israel called the name thereof manna.
Manna.
All right.
It was manna, man, made of what?
And it was like, what is
Coriander.
Coriander seed.
Right.
White.
Right.
And the taste of it was like wafers made with honey.
What taste is coriander, man. I've tasted manna before. It's real good. It's glorious. Coriander seed is like a how you say, it's just a spice. I can say that. Right. And it's made, and you mix that with honey and make the bread like that, man. But the Most High rained this down from up above, man.
Right.
I mean, this is like, it was like a good, and the Most High was doing this for our own good, man. He gave us wafers, so he's, because he prefaced this by saying, how long are you gonna do to keep my commandments, man?
That's right.
And when we if the Most High gave us manna, man, some good bread to eat, to keep us from being because our people were murmuring. They wanted this the flesh pots we'll read about this. Finish read verse 32.
Verse 32. And Moses said, this is the thing which the Lord commanded. Fill an armor of it to be kept for your generations.
Yeah, omer is like a measuring, you can look that up. It's omer, it's like a
jar or something.
Omer is like it's a measurement. It's like it'll keep so much volume, so much, but like a pot or something, or it's a measurement. It's like you measure a pound or something, Right. But fill an omer of it to be kept. Go ahead.
The definition of omer.
Right.
Definition of omer, an ancient Hebrew dry measure, the 10th part of an ephah.
Right. It's 10th part of an ephah. Right. It's a measurement. That's good.
That was out of the Oxford Language Dictionary.
Right. In other words, the Most High, fill an omer of it to be kept to your generations, man. And then it says that you finish reading.
For it to be kept in your generations,
right?
That they may see the bread wherewith I have fed you in the wilderness,
right?
When I brought you forth from the land of Egypt.
The Most High fed us in the wilderness, man. That's why here in America, this is the wilderness right here, man.
That's right.
The wilderness with slavery. The Most High has to feed us.
That's right.
With the manna that we got up in here, man. You have to feed us, man. This is a journey we're on, man, and this is the other Egypt.
That's right.
Egypt, where they continue to beat us down, man. This is what Pharaoh, the Most High, gave Pharaoh a lesson to be learned, man. That's what he's doing to these Edomites up here and all these other nations up in here. Finish reading for me. Where we at?
Verse 33.
Right.
And Moses said unto Aaron, take a pot and put an omer full of manna therein.
Right.
And lay it up before the Lord to be kept for your generation.
That's right. So Moses and Aaron, you know, they followed the Most High. Aaron, he said this to Aaron, say, go ahead. You know, these are the two high priests, man. You know, go ahead and do this. Of course, we don't have high priests nowadays, but this is what they were doing back then. They were following the orders of the Most High.
That's right.
Go ahead, finish the reading 34 for me.
Verse 34. As the Lord commanded Moses, so Aaron laid it up before the testimony to be kept.
Right.
Verse 35.
Right.
And the children of Israel did eat manna 40 years.
How many?
40 years.
40 years. So the Most High was giving them something to understand, man. When the Most High, he may do that again to give us manna, man, like that. When we come time to get so hard up in here, as Commander General Hanna have said. The command, eating manna for 40 years. They 40 years. Long time, man. Yeah. A long time eat some manna up in here, ain't it?
That's right.
40 years, man. And the children of Israel did eat manna for 40 years, man. Finish reading. We have 35.
40 years. Yeah, 35. For 40 years. Manna for 40 years.
Right.
Until they came to a land inhabited. They did eat manna until they came unto the borders of the land of Canaan.
The borders of Canaan, man. These Canaanites, these Africans, man, they come to them borders. The Most High gonna have to do something special up in here, right?
Right.
All right, finish reading now. Verse 36.
Verse 36.
Right.
Now an omer is the 10th part of an ephah.
That's it. See, it said the definition that we just said, didn't we? And when we looked it up, the omer is a tenth in the Bible.
Yep.
The Bible is a dictionary itself, man. These are our law, statutes, commandments. It gives us what we need, man. Give it even a definition. So you know this. That's why the people of the world see these Edomites here had our books, man.
Right.
They know our books, that they can't follow them because they're not the people of the Most High.
Right.
Read what you at 17?
Chapter 17.
Yeah.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 17, verse 1. And all the congregation of the children of Israel journeyed from the wilderness of sin after their journeys according to the commandments of the Lord.
Yeah, we call it a sign because of the eye in there.
Sign.
Hey, I understand. Wilderness of sign.
Wilderness of sign.
Right.
After their journeys, according to the commandment of the Lord, and pitch in Rephidim. And there was no water for the people to drink.
Right. They ain't had no what?
They had no water.
They had no water, man. Did we? Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. They had no water to drink. Here we go. Israel just, they're getting out of they had gotten accustomed to living up in Egypt, man. Got the flesh pot, got the meat, got the lamb and the cow, and the chickens up in there. They got accustomed to eating, man. And so now they ain't got nothing to drink. And here they go complaining again. Finish reading for me.
Verse 2.
Right.
Wherefore the people did chide with Moses,
right, and
said, "Give us water that we may drink."
Yeah, we looked up chide last week. I think it's to like murmur or argue with him. Mm-hmm. That's what it was. The chide. That's what they was. See, we're learning words here. They chide with Moses, and what did he say?
And said, "Give us water that we may drink."
Moses, give us some water, man, because you're in a desert, man. You're in a desolate place. You pick up some sand, and that's all you got. Ain't no water in that sand. It's dry. I mean, if you dig down deep enough below a cactus, you might find some. But these people up in here saying, because the Most High was trying to build their strength up. So much so, man. But these people hard-headed, man. Go ahead. Finish reading for me.
Why chide with me? Mm-hmm. Wherefore do ye tempt the Lord?
Right. So why? If you argue with me, you tempting who?
The Lord.
You tempting the Lord, man. You argue with me, you might as well say you arguing with the Lord.
That's right.
You arguing with Yahweh. That's what this is saying. We sit up here chide with me. What you sit up here arguing with me for? And that's how how black people do, sit up there murmuring. Mm-hmm. Man, this nigga brought us out. He brought us out here. We ain't got nothing to eat, man. Right. We ain't got no water, man. And they're sitting right here murmuring against each other and chiding and saying, Moses, come on, man. What's wrong with you, man? How you gonna bring us out here? We ain't got nothing. And that's how that went. That's how black people people go back and forth nowadays. That's who we are, man. Go ahead, finish reading for me, Baba Kashah.
Verse 3. And the people thirst, therefore water.
Right.
And the people murmured against Moses and said, wherefore?
And what did we say murmuring was last week? The same thing. We just got through doing it. Talking amongst each other in soft tones, saying, hey man, he don't give a we out here, he's starving us out here. We got no water. We're gonna dry up. That's what murmuring is. Murmuring behind the Moses' back right there, man. That's how black people do, man. Go ahead. Finish reading. Murmuring against Moses.
And said, wherefore is this that thou hast brought us out Egypt to kill us?
To kill us. This black man that brought us out here, man, to kill us, man. They probably called him a black man. Said, you nigga, you done brought us out here to kill us. Out here in this desert, man. Because if anybody has been in the desert, I was in Vegas. Y'all been out in Vegas, man. That's hot out there, man. That is the desert. Right. It's hot out there, bro. And you may not even sweat, but you're gonna burn because that heat is intense. But you need water out there, man. You gotta survive. You give me 10 gallons of water over any meal any day out there. I need some water. You gotta have that water to live out there. It's just not inhabitable, man. It's not fit to live out there. What did he say? Brought us out of Egypt to do what?
To kill us.
To kill us. Finish reading.
And our children.
And our children.
And our cattle with thirst.
And our cattle with thirst. I mean, they had the cattle because, look, you got the whole Israel, 1 million people, roughly, moving out of there, man. And coming out of there. I'm pretty sure there was some mixed multitudes sitting up there mixing it up and talking they smack too, So, that's how this went, man. Finish reading.
Verse 4.
Right.
And Moses cried unto the Lord, saying, what shall I do unto this people?
What I'm going to do. In other words, look at you like you look at your child, man. And your child, you done spanked them a few times. They still got them hand in the damn cookie jar. And that's what Moses said. What I'm gonna do with this girl, man? What I'm gonna do with this boy? What I'm gonna do with this people, man? In other words, my child is 13 years old, half grown. I can't hardly spank him anymore. What I'm gonna do with him? What am I gonna do with this people? That's what it said. What? In other words, he didn't say what I'm gonna do with my people. What he said, what I'm gonna do with this people. And people don't keep coming and make you want to kind of like fix your mouth different. What I'm gonna do with this people, man? Right. So finish reading.
They be almost ready to stone.
Yeah. They about ready to stone Moses because you sitting up here. Because when Moses and them left, they had that Passover, right? The unleavened bread, and they had the bitter herbs. And so far, Most High gave manna. Now they need some water. In other words, they didn't prepare. They didn't put water everywhere on the sacks and stuff like that. They couldn't carry enough water for that many people anyway. Right. Apparently, the Most High say in haste. Eat this in haste and get out because the Most High had some plans for them, man. And that's what was going on here. Finish reading for me.
Verse 5. And the Lord said unto Moses, go on before the people and take with thee of the elders of Israel.
Right.
And thy rod wherewith thou smoutest the river.
Right.
Take in thy hand and go.
Right. That rod that the Most High, I don't have it over there. But that rod that that he took to smote the river. In other words, when he's saying, to smote us the river, yeah. When Moses did all those plagues and he smote the river and turned it into blood, he said that same rod, the one that you took and parted the Red Sea, the same one that you did all of when you struck it and cursed it by my power and told his river turn to blood and all that. The Moses said that same rod, I want you to do what? Said thou
smotest the river.
Right.
Take in thy hand and go.
He said, take this in your hand and just go on. Don't look back, Moses. Go on. Just keep going. Finish reading.
Verse 6. Behold, I will stand before thee there upon the rock of Horeb.
In other words, the Most High is going to stand before you. The angels up there working overtime, but these people down there, man. In Horeb, they were in a place, in Horeb. I will stand before thee there upon the rock in Horeb, right? Okay. Finish reading.
And thou shalt smite the rock.
Thou shalt what?
Smite the rock.
The Bible says thou shalt smite the rock. Right. Smite the rock. Them two rocks in Horeb, man, Probably granite rocks that had water all in them rocks, man, apparently. Go ahead, finish reading.
And there shall come water out of it.
That's right. Their water gonna come out of the rocks. All you got to do is do what? Same way you smoke that river, smite the river, smite that rock. Go ahead, finish reading.
That the people may drink.
Yeah. Now this is an order the Most High gave them. In other words, you do exactly like the Most High told you. Right. He said smite, did he not?
Right.
He didn't just say throw the rock, tap the rock. I mean, how you smite something? Look up smite. Look up definition of smite. Even though we know what we think it is, look it up. When he said, when the Most High said, y'all shall smite. Right. He was giving them an order. When he tell you to do something, that's what you do.
Oxford Language Dictionary.
Right.
The word smite.
Right.
Strike with a firm blow.
To strike. In other words, Moses, don't come up here and handy pan and just lay. He say, lay it down on there now, Moses. He said what?
Strike with a firm blow.
Damn rock. That's what he said. Strike it. Read that again. Where we at?
And that, all right, 6. Behold, I will stand before thee there upon the rock of Horeb.
Right. The Most High gonna stand before you. Finish reading.
And thou shalt smite the rock.
That means you gonna strike it with a firm blow.
That's right.
That's what it's saying. Go ahead.
And there shall come out water out of it.
All that now you think about this. This is if the Most High give you order, and Moses probably said in his mind, I believe this, but do I believe it? All I gotta do is strike this rock. That's all I gotta do. Yeah. Hey, listen, man, come on. Did you just see the Red Sea get parted with walls of water sitting on both sides, and Pharaoh people getting killed? Did you just see all the plagues of Egypt fall on Moses? The pestilence, the flies, the boils, the what else? The blood. Go on and on. I mean, here you are. All the Most High told you to do was smite this rock. Finish reading. Where we at?
And Moses did so in the sight of the elders of Israel.
Right. He did what? Smite the rock. Right.
That's right.
Okay. And then and he did what? That's verse 7.
Verse 7. And he called the name of the place Massah.
Go ahead.
And Meribah.
Okay.
Because of the chiding of the children of Israel.
Because of the chiding, in other words, because of the arguing of the children of Israel, that's where they get that from. The chiding. I mean, they argue. Children of Israel, who the children are? The black, Hispanic, and Native Indians.
That's right.
Because of the chiding of the children of Israel, they came up there. We got a thing in the chat over there. I don't know.
Just brothers and sisters checking in.
All right. The children of Israel, and because they finish reading. I'm sorry.
And because they tempted the Lord, saying, Is the Lord among us or not?
Just like a black nigga, man. And it's like, in other words, here the Most High. Let's put this in perspective. Here you are walking through on dry ground, where the Most High has blown his nostrils and blown across 3, 4, 5 foot of wet dirt, and you walking through the Red Sea, and you ask, is the Lord before you? Here water sitting straight up. You probably, man, I've been trembling all over myself getting out of there. Let's hurry up. And that's what they did, of course. Wagon wheels. I mean, because, here you are seeing that the Most High created miracle after miracle. And you saw your skin looking nice and pristine. And these Egyptians over here, man, they brown people too, but they sitting over here got pox, whatever they had on there.
Right.
No telling. And sitting over here, and they wise men sitting over there with scabies in their hair, hair burned off, and blood in the rivers over there, man. And all the miracles that the Most High's done, killed the horses, cattle, everything. Axle wheels just drowned in the Red Sea, and you had the nerve to ask, "What is the what?" Read the bottom of that again. Is the Lord
saying, is the Lord among us or not?
Is the Lord among us or not? I mean, hey, come on, that's why Moses said, look at this people here. Look at these niggas. That's why he said, think about it. Here, if you'd been sitting up there like Moses, man, you'd probably been looking like, man, what's wrong with these people, man? Don't you know that we don't have any weapons? Right. We can't beat all of Egypt over here, man. But the biggest weapon they had was who? The Most High. Say that loud.
Select the Most High.
Clock that up. The biggest weapon that we had, truth to say, was the Most High. And then our faith, man, all we had to do is believe that the Most High was doing this for us.
Right.
Oh, that's all. That's all. And he's sitting up here. Is the Lord with us? In verse 7. That's all you can get out. That's if those people sitting up there still chiding with Moses, man,
Right.
still tempting the Lord. That's why the Most High said, "How long you gonna be? How long?" The Bible says, "How long you halt between two opinions?" Doesn't it?
Right.
How long you gonna sit up here and say, yeah, and say, I don't know, I do know, I don't know. I mean, is the Lord with us or not? Is the Lord among us or not? What two opinions you got, man? Is the Lord, which one?
Dang.
How long you halt? Find that for me, Sharp. How long you halt between two opinions? I mean, when you gonna wake up, Israel, to figure out that the Most High won't show full obedience to follow these laws, statutes, commandments now, not to just to be when you tempted and the Lord, how is he with us or not? That's what the people are saying. Is the Lord among us or not? I mean, what you got? He rained you down manna. You got water coming out of rocks. You fed your cattle, and then you got.
You got it. I got
Yeah,
it.
read that for me, Baba Shah.
It's the book of 1 Kings, chapter 18, and verse 21.
Right.
And Elijah came into all the people and said, "How long halt you between two opinions?"
Mm-hmm. How long? How long you gonna sit up here and halt between two opinions? And the Most High done said that I'm gonna be with you, and He's proven it. Moses sitting up there saying, "What am I do with this people?" They sitting up here halt between two opinions, man. They sit up here, just don't play. They don't understand that I'm the Lord their God. That's reason they tempting the Lord when you do that, man. Your back and forth that you're doing. Is the Lord among us or not? What kind of people? What is this going on here, man? That's why Moses looked at them and said, "This people I got right here, man. These hard-headed, stiff-necked people. When they gonna learn? I want them to keep the Lord's commandments, and that's gonna require a lot of obedience, right?"
Right.
All right, let's pick where we at. Pick it up for verse 8,
Yeah,
right? Baba Shah in Hebrew.
Back in Hebrew, come on, come.
Okay, go ahead.
So like, he said,
You're going to read 8 through...
oh, okay. 8 through
15.
Stop right at 15.
15. All right. This is Exodus 17, verse 8. Waya ba'a ama lakwa waya lakam I'm Yasharala Bara Paya Dam. Verse 9. Waya Amar Masha Al Yaha Washad Bakar Lanawa Ana Shayam. What is that? What is that? What is that? Walakam Ba'ai Malakwa Makar Anakaya Natazab Al Ra'ash Agada Hagada Hagaba I Wama Mamata Ha'a Lahayam Baya Daya. Verse 10. Naya Aisha Yahawashai Ka'ashar Amar Lawa, Masha, Laha, Lakam, Ba'ai, Malak, Wama, Wamasha, Aharak, Aharan, Wakawara, Wakarawa, Alawa, Ra'ash, Hagaba'ai, verse 11. Waha, ya, Ka'a, Kashar, Yara, Yam, Masha, Yadawa, Wagabar, Yasharal, Waka, Ashar, Yanayak, Yadawa, Wagabar, Aima, Lakwa. Verse 12. Waya, Daya, Masha, Kaba, Dayam, Waya, Kwa, Kawa, Aban, Waya, Shamar, Mawa. It's like Waya, Shawa, Mawa, Thaka, Thayawa, Waya, Shab, Allah, Alaya, Wa'a, Haran, Waka, Wakawa, Thama, Kawa, Baya, Dayawa, Maza, Akkad, Wamaza, Akkad, Waya, Haya, Yadayawa, Ama, Wana, Aid, Ba'a, Hasha, Masha. Verse 13. Waya, Kalash, Yahawashai, Ath, Alama Kwa, Wa'ath, Amawa, Lapaya, Karad. Verse 14. Waya, Amar, Yahweh, Al, Masha, Kathab, Za'ath, Zakara, Yakazawar, Ran, Zakah, Rawan, Basa, Par, Washayam, Ba'a, Zanaya, Yahawashai, Kaya, Maka, Amaka, Ath, Zakar, Aima, Lakwa, Matha, Katha, Hasha, Mayam.
Good. We at read verse 8.
Book of Exodus, chapter 17 and verse 8. Then came Amalek. And
Who?
fought Amalek.
Who is Amalek? Go ahead.
So like, if I may, Amalek is one of the tribes of Edom, the so-called Jews that's in the land right now.
That's right. Clap it up. That's right. That's one of these. That's one of these tribes. That's one of these German Yiddish derelicts. Derelictive.
Right.
I mean, you know, that's what they are. I mean, they're in our Amalek is the this basic fall. They Edom.
Right.
Edomites, white man, simple as that.
That's right.
And that's a then came. So when you see Amalek, you might as well just say, then here came Edom, here came the white man. Finish reading.
Verse 9, well, it's like verse 8. And
Right.
then came Amalek and fought with Israel
Right,
and Raphadim.
right,
Verse 9.
right,
And Moses said unto Joshua, choose us out men and go out, fight with Amalek.
right.
Tomorrow I will stand on the top of the hill with the rod of the Most High in my hand.
Right, right. And this is Moses was saying this to Joshua. One of his fighters, one of his soldiers, man. They're getting ready to fight with these people. They supposed to sitting up here. They supposed to been up there in the clefts of the rock somewhere.
Right.
They coming down here wanting to live like regular people. They want to come down here and fight against our people, man, and live down here. So the Lord had to deal with them, man, because that's why Moses said, look, choose us out men. In other words, to go to where? War, right?
That's right.
Right, to go to war, man. You know, you go to Malama. I think that's the word. Go ahead, finish reading.
Verse 10.
Right,
So Joshua did as Moses had said to him
right,
and fought with Amalek.
right.
And
right.
Moses, Aaron, and Hur
Mhm.
went up to the top of the hill.
Right, so Joshua did as Moses had said to him. Well, so what is that saying? He followed orders, didn't he?
Right.
That's right.
He followed the order, man. Followed the righteous order. The Most High said. The Most High sitting up here had Moses in place. He's the man in charge right there, man. You know, that's like just like you commanding General Yohana. You know, with the man in charge. The Lord always had a man in charge
That's right.
of the children of Israel, man. Come on. Then came what we had, and Moses
Verse 11.
said it to Joshua, right? Choose where we at? Verse 11.
Verse 11.
Go ahead.
Verse 11. And it came to pass when Moses held up his hand
Right.
that Israel prevailed.
Yeah, and go ahead. Finish reading.
And when he let down his hand, Amalek prevailed.
So the Most High told Moses to hold up his hand. You know, hold it up. You know, like here. Moses, hold it up. Hold that hand up, man. They had to do this for all day, man. You think about that. Hold it up. And but if he did like this, then they start losing. That's what this story is saying. Read that again, verse 11.
Verse 11.
Right,
And it came to pass when Moses held up his hand
right.
that Israel prevailed.
Israel prevailed. So in other words, we were winning the fight as long as Moses. This is a story. You know, the Most High is telling you when Moses held that hand up. Go ahead, finish reading.
That's right.
Right,
And when he let down his hand,
right.
Amalek prevailed.
That's right. When the white people started winning, then man, finish reading.
Verse 12.
Uh-huh.
But Moses' hands were heavy.
What does that mean? What does that mean? His hands is here. I'm holding my hand up, right? Moses' hand was heavy. Here the war. Our people fighting over here, man. Trying to fight this Edomite, man. And Moses' hands were heavy. What does that mean? He had strong hands. What does that mean?
So like, if I may,
Go ahead.
his hand was getting a little tired.
Getting tired. Clap it up for two right there. In other words, you hold this up all day, then you start doing this. You know, your hands weak, man. You got these nerves like Moses trembling like this. He can't let this thing drop, man, because he know that if he let his hand down, man, that some people gonna die, man.
Right.
So Moses' hands were heavy. Finish reading that.
And they took a stone
Right,
and put it under him,
right.
and he sat thereon.
Uh-huh.
And Aaron and Hur stayed up his hands.
Stayed up. What does that mean? He stayed up his hands. He's sitting up here like this. They put that stone up there, and he stayed. I mean, just like this. He put a stone up there,
Right.
and then what did who was this? Aaron and her. You know, but they stayed his hands. What does that mean when you stay his hands? What does that mean? Go ahead.
They propped it up.
They propped it up. That's exactly what that means. That's really what it means. That's what the word means. You can look up stayed. I looked it up, but that's what it means. It's to stop, to prop his hand up, to keep it. In other words, to keep it from falling. They stayed it. They held it up, just like that. In other words, they did like this because they knew they ranks were dying if Moses' hand dropped.
That's right.
That's all day long, all day, every day. Finish reading. Baba Shah.
And one on it's like the one on one side and the other on the other side.
Yeah, so what did Moses had her and Joshua. One went on the left side, one on the right side. Finish reading.
And his hands were steady until the going down of the sun.
In other words, you talking about till the that's all day. Till the going down of the sun, they had to steady his hands all day in battle. He's sitting up there. You know, when? In other words, it dare not did that. And all day long, they had to stay his hands, man, to keep them from falling all until the going down of the sun,
That's
man.
right.
That means that sun went down. That means, ain't no telling, that's a long time, man.
That's right.
That'd have been me. I'd have to go to the doctor and let him see about my nerves on that. It's hard to stay like that. Let's let you know, man. Black people were strong, man.
Right.
I mean, but especially with the power of the Most High, man. That's the
Right.
whole thing. And then verse 13, what did this say about this?
Verse 13.
Mm-hmm.
And Joshua discomfited Amalek.
Discomfited.
Discomfited Amalek.
Right.
I got a definition.
Yeah, read that.
Out of Oxford Language Dictionary.
Uh-huh.
Discomfited. Make someone feel uneasy or embarrassed.
That's right. That's exactly right. Make him feel uneasy or embarrassed. In other words, Joshua, he's sitting over there doing his duties, man. He sit up there. In other words, they fighting him, discomfited, man. That mean they wasn't comfortable.
Right.
They was cutting some ears and heads off, slicing something up in there, man. Discomfited Amalek and did what?
Amalek and his people with the edge of the sword.
That's how he discomfited, right? That's like smiting them. He discomfited. You gonna be here? If you gonna sit up here and he gonna slice you, and slice a hand off over here, chop a hand off, and their whole army, they're not comfortable, man, with that. They sit up there looking. Oh no, hey, Joshua, he killing us over here, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I say you shouldn't be bothering these people anyway. Go home, get back up there in the cleft of the rocks, Esau. That's what this is saying, man. He discomfited Amalek and his people with the edge of the sword. That smooth edge right there, that's what he did. He discomfited, man. He's cutting up somebody up in there, right?
Right.
Where we at?
Verse 14.
Yeah, read. Baba Shah.
And the Lord said unto Moses, write this for memorial in the book,
Right.
and rehearse it in the ears of Joshua.
Right.
For I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven.
Right. In other words, I'm gonna kill him. I mean, I'll put out the remembrance of Amalek under the heaven, man. And it's in other words, he was driving them out of the land, man, because they were in the land. See, Moses had to get these people into Canaan, man, to the promised land, that our homeland over there in Jerusalem, man. That's where we came from. The blacks, the Hispanics, Native Indians, 12 tribes of Israel, all the way from Judah to Issachar. That's where we came from, man. That's who we are, and that's our homeland. That's what they were fighting and driving out. So our people put a lot of bloodshed into getting there now, just to have this Amalek creature over there perpetrating a Jew, And that's all. Matter of fact, that's all they ever called themselves, the Jews. They don't ever call themselves by nobody else. Say, where your Ephraim at? Where your Gad at? Where you look at you like you crazy, man? Mm-hmm. Or we have some Levies. You know, we're trying to say Levi. We have some Benjamins. You know, they Simeons. They lying. You know, they lying. They all the ones they really say. Since, you know, they came over the Balfour Declaration, 1948. The only, in America backs them. The only reason why they're over there because they were put there, you know, by other nations, man. You know, but Gamal Nasser said, the president of Egypt said, how Egypt come, Egyptian. He was an Egyptian, I'm sorry. Was Egyptian? Yeah. No, wait a minute.
Was he on Moab?
No, he was,
Elam?
No. Yeah, he was. I think he was Egyptian. Come think of it. Abdel Nasser. In other words, how you going to come in here and he knew that the real Jews were black.
Right.
He said, how they going to leave Israel black and come back Amalek? White.
Right.
That's you know, listen. That's what the Bible. This is a black book, man.
Right.
This is our book for to tell us who we are, man. This book tells us who we are.
That's right.
And so the people the people who claim, that's why these stories here, because if we didn't have this, we'd be completely lost.
Right.
We wouldn't know who we were. You wouldn't know who Moses and Joshua. The Bible gives you whole history, man. You wouldn't know who Adam was. You wouldn't know any of this lineage, man. The Most High gave that to us. Finish reading. I'm sorry. Yeah.
If I may, verse 14.
Go ahead.
And the Lord said unto Moses, write this for a memorial in a book.
Right.
And rehearse it in the ears of Joshua.
Right.
For I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek under the heavens.
Gonna put them out.
Verse 15.
Right.
And Moses built an altar and called the name of Jehovah Nasi.
Jehovah Nasa.
Jehovah Nasa.
Right.
For he said, because of the Lord have sworn that the Lord will have a war with Amalek for generation to generation.
And we have war with Amalek from generation to generation? I mean, we have these fake white Jews over here, these Edomites, from generation to generation. We're going to have a war with them, man.
That's right.
We fighting with them now. We fighting, we fighting with them now. This is why they don't like us, man. That's why they violent against us, man. Because they know they done sold their birthright.
Right.
You know, we get into all a whole other story, but that's what this is. They know they done messed up. And so the Bible says that, for he said, because the Lord have sworn that he will have a war with Amalek from generation to generation. In other words, it's going to keep going till the Most High come down here and start taking his sword out and start taking over this and giving us our kingdoms. Right. How much more time we got? We still got some time here. 11:24. Yeah. Okay. Go read 18. Right. Gonna give me 7 more verses. Hebrew.
Yeah. 7
right.
verses. Exodus chapter 18.
Exodus 18 verse 1.
Right.
Waya Shemai Yatha Rawa Kahan Mada Yun.
Like Midian, right?
Okay.
Midian.
Kathan Masha Af Ko Ashar Aisha Allah Alahayim Lama Lamasha Wallah Yashar Yashar Amawa Kaya. Hawa Taza. Ya'a. Yahweh. Ah. Yashar. Yashara. Yashara. Mama Tazaria. Verse 2. Waya Kwaka. Yatha Rawa. Kathan. Masha. Av. Taza. Paraha. Ashaf. Masha. Akar. Shalah. Wakaha. Verse 3. Wa'ath. Shanaya. Banaya. Ashar. Shum. Ha'akad. Garasham. Kaya. Amar. Gar. Haya. Yathaya. Ba'a. Ratazah. Nakara. Yeah. Verse 4. Sham. Ha'a. Ha'akad. Oh. Ya'ai. Zar. Kaya. Alahaya. Abaya. Ba'ai. Zaraya. Waya Taza. Lanaya. Makarad. Para. I. Verse 5. Waya. Ba'a. Yabarwa. Kathan. Masha. Waba. Nawa. Wa'a. Shathawa. Al. Masha. Al. Hamada. Bara. Ashar. Hawa. No. Hawa'a. Kana. Sham. Har. Ha'a. Laha. Yam. Verse 6. Waya. Amar. Al. Masha. Anaya. Katha. Nak. It's like, yeah. Kathanayak. Yatha. Rawa. Ba'a. Allah. Yak. Wa'a. Shatha yak. It's like Wa'a. Shathak. Washa. Naya. Banaya. Ama. Verse 7. Waya Taza. Masha. Lakwa. Ra'ath. Katha. Nawa. Waya. Shata. Bawa. Kaya. Let me do it again. Waya. Shata. Kawa. Waya. Shak. Lawa. Waya. Sha'a. Lawa. Ayash. Laya. Ihawa. Awash. Lara. Ahawa. Lasha. Lawam. What's like it? Waya.
Yeah.
At the bottom.
What verse on?
was done.
6 at the bottom.
Okay.
Waya, but Awa.
Verse 6.
Oh yeah, where's that?
Verse 7.
Okay. Ha'a, halaha.
Right.
This
Pick up chapter 18.
18.
Yeah. That's in other words, Moses had to get his people up for war, man. Get them ready.
That's right.
Fight against this Amalek, man. This people that's getting in the way of them getting to the promised land.
Right.
Getting in the way because the Most High promised us a land that was flowing with milk and honey, man. You got all these other Edomites thought they were gonna get up in there. They wanted some of that birthright, didn't they?
Right.
But they can't have that, man. The Most High gave them a little temporary world here where they step on us. They call this their little wicked world up in here. Beating us down and murdering us all the time. Every time you turn around, we the object of torture.
Right.
So that's the Most High had to get the Most High back then had to. That's why he wanted to drive these people out of the land, but he had to get us confident enough to trust him.
Right.
To fight, to let him fight our battles, man. Go ahead.
Verse 18.
Verse 18, right.
Chapter 8, chapter 18. Exodus chapter 18, verse 1. When Jethro, the priest of Midian, Moses' father-in-law,
Right.
heard of all that God had done for Moses
Right.
and for Israel, his people, and that the Lord had brought Israel out of Egypt.
Yeah. Brought him out of Egypt, man. That's a lot to be said. To bring up a lot of people like that through deserts, man, of millions of people through the desert, people chiding and murmuring against Moses, man. The leadership of the chiding and murmuring, you might as well just been murmuring and chiding against the Most High.
Right.
And fighting, and Moses had to go through all this, striking the rocks, man, holding his hands up, stay his hands, and all these leaders said, look at this people here. I got to deal with this, man. And Moses had to persevere. But keep reading there. Jethro, his father-in-law, man. Go ahead.
Verse 2. Then Jethro, Moses' father-in-law,
Right.
took Zipporah, Moses' wife.
Moses had a wife. What's a wife, Akaz? What was Zipporah to Moses? What was a wife? Did they go down there and get a piece of paper saying matrimony? What? Did they go down to the courthouse and get with the latest high priest down there and tell them these white Edomites, Amalek, son, and say, come on, marry us, man. How do you get married, man?
Oh God. For me,
Right.
sex is marriage.
Sex is marriage. Slap it up for me. Right. And that's what the Most High, when the Bible says, then Jethro, what did it say? Jethro, Moses' father-in-law. Finish reading verse 2 again.
Took Zipporah, Moses' wife,
Right.
as he had sent her back.
Right.
Verse 3.
Right.
And her 2 sons,
Mm-hmm.
of which the name of the one was Gershom,
Mm-hmm.
for he said, I have been an alien in a strange
They
land.
have been Gershom said, look at him, man. I've been an alien. In other words, he ain't talking about one of these creatures up, Martians or whatever, man. Some alien strange thing. Alien just means, look at the word up. Look at the word alien if you're going to be Baba Shah. He had been an alien in a strange land. In other words, this ain't the land flowing with milk and honey. This ain't Slovakia. This ain't land where we supposed to be living. I've been an alien in a strange land, man. That's what his name was named after, because he know you watch people and the things that they did and what they and how they act and behave. He said that her 2 sons, which was Gershom, for he said, I have been an alien in a strange land, man. What does alien mean again?
I got a definition, Oxford language definition.
Right.
Of alien. Belonging to a foreign country or nation.
Right, belong to a foreign country or nation, man. Because he know this ain't where I'm supposed to be.
Right.
Stuck up in Egypt and up here in the desert, coming up through. I'm supposed to be in the Canaan land, I'm supposed to be, that's eventually that's what they got. But this is what his name was named after, Gershom. That's what it means. You're alien. That's you're alien. If you weren't in Israel, you ain't Israel.
Right.
You are, but we look at you with a strange eye, like what you've been What meats you been eating? What strange wives you done brought up in here? What what marijuana you done brought back here? What you done? You know what's up with you, man? You know you're strange. You're strange. You've been in strange lands.
All right.
Right where we at? Verse 4.
Verse 4.
Uh-huh.
And the name of the other was Eleazar.
Yeah.
For
The
the God of my father
right.
said he was my help, and delivered me from the sword of Pharaoh.
And the God of my father said he was mine help and delivered me from. In other words, Moses was delivered. His father was Moses, right?
Right.
That's Gershom and Eleazar. Is delivered from. I'm in a strange land. His name meant that. These are constant names that meant something. And it says, my father, from the sword of Pharaoh, because Pharaoh wanted to kill all these firstborn, so his name, in other words, my father had remembered me, and delivered me from the sword of Pharaoh. And he said, he was my help. And for my Yahweh of my father said he was mine help. That's what his name means, man, that he remembered his daddy, Moses, how he had got him up, because if he would have killed Moses, then he wouldn't be alive. Right. You know, not in that story anyway. Maybe in another part of that, right?
Right.
But that's what this is, and that's what Gershom and Eleazar mean. And Moses had those two sons, man, by Zippor, you know. So let's see, where we at?
Verse 6.
What did we read 5?
Verse 5. Select.
Yeah.
Verse 5. And Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, came with his sons and his wife unto Moses into the wilderness.
Jethro, Moses' father-in-law. That was Zipporah's daddy. And he did what?
Camped. Where he encamped at the mount of the Most High.
Right. He encamped at the mount of the Most High. They camped out. In other words, the Most High, the Har is mountain. That's where he camped out, and they camped out right at the mountain with Moses, because Moses they camped out at the base of that. That's where they live. I think they might have been in. We'll finish reading here, but that's where they were, camped out, encamped in the mount of God.
That's
okay.
Right.
Where we at now?
Verse 6.
Uh-huh.
And he said unto Moses,
Right.
I, thy father-in-law Jethro,
Right.
am coming to thee, and thy wife and her two sons with her.
Right. The father-in-law of Jethro says, I, thy father-in-law Jethro, and am coming to thee, and thy wife and her two sons with her. Because Moses had battles, man. He was in battle. He had time for that, you know. But now his wife is joining him,
Right.
and his children joining him to be with him at that mount right there. Where we at? Verse 7?
7.
Uh-huh.
And Moses went out to meet his father-in-law, and did obeisance and kissed him.
Obeisance.
Obeisance.
What does that mean? That's like obedience. That means he did obedience. In other words, read that again, Bobby Sean, verse 7.
And Moses went out to meet his father-in-law, and did obeisance. Obeisance. And kissed him.
Mm-hmm.
And they asked each other of their welfare.
Mm-hmm. And
they came into the tent.
Right. In other words, the kiss back then, I was told, was like, it wasn't that he came and kissed him on his cheek, man. You know, kiss is like a greeting. You know, like how about you, SHAPAR? That's like a greeting. Yeah. You know, it's, you know, like he didn't. You know, it's not we ain't gay. Right. You know, this what, but that's what this is. I mean, you know. Moses went out to his father-in-law and did. In other words, he had to greet him.
Right.
That's what this is saying, man. You know, they kissed him, and they asked each other of their welfare. How you been doing? You know, what's going on? You know, we ain't did no French kissing, tongue kissing up in here to another man. It was like he greeted him, man, saluted him. You know, like in other words, like a friendly gesture. You my father-in-law, man. Yeah.
Right.
Gave me hug. Give me a hug, man. You know. Or you can take. In other words, that's what that mean. They ain't got no. Don't take this to the way that we did that.
Right.
What you got, Shar? Obedience. Okay.
Obedience. I'm really. I've got the definition of kiss.
Go ahead.
This is the second definition.
Right.
Lightly touch and passive.
Right. In other words, I was going to say that it's like if you can take this and this, they kiss.
Right.
In other words, they're hugging each other.
Right.
That's all it means. That's just lightly touch. That's all it means. That's
Right.
just, yeah. They didn't mean that he take his mouth and gave him a same kiss you give your wife.
Right.
Go ahead.
Oh, so like General Muhammad just explained this on Thursday class.
Right.
He just said it's a touch, and then he was talking about
Right.
how they wrote the Bible.
Right.
It's just old language.
It's old English, right.
It's just a touch.
Right. That's all it is. Just a touch, man. That's what I was saying. We ain't gay man up in here. But it's like when they make a saying like when the sun kissed the horizon.
Right.
What does that mean? That means in other words, they did what? The sun coming down and it's meeting the horizon and it kissed it. It touched it.
Right.
It looked like it touched it anyway in that
Right.
in that case. And but the kiss, all it was just a hug like we do. Come here, man. I ain't seen you in a while, man.
All right.
And then you're right. In Old English, man, Old English is from what the they had our books, man, and they take words and put them in there that like want to make this Bible what it ain't. But only a black man. This is a black man book. We understand it because when they read it, they sitting up here going around, give me a kiss. A grown man now. Trying to kiss another man, so they kiss him, and they over there right now, over in other land, grab the brother. I mean, if you see these mafias, give him the kiss, give him the kiss on the left cheek, right, a real kiss now, kiss of death. Then you even got some of these Edomites sitting over there doing just, oh good Lord, I didn't want to go there. But this is what these Amaleks doing. They just wicked, man, because they are Edom. And what you expect Edom to do, to be perverted. You got to understand, they look at this thing in a perverted way. This doesn't mean go around being a homosexual kissing nobody. But anyway, that's what they finish reading that again, Baba Kushan.
And it's like verse 7. And Moses went out to meet his father-in-law.
Right.
And did absence.
Right.
And kissed him, and they asked each other of their welfare. And they came into the tent.
And finish reading that. We're going to keep reading.
Verse 8.
Uh-huh.
And Moses told his father-in-law all that the Lord had done unto Pharaoh.
Right.
And to the Egyptians for Israel's sake.
Mm-hmm. For whose sake?
Israel's sake.
The Bible says that Moses told his father-in-law, man. He told him everything. Jethro, he's telling him, man, this is what the Most High did for our people, man, for Israel's sake. Did it say read that again for me? Moses did what?
And Moses told his father-in-law all that the Lord had done unto Pharaoh and to the Egyptians for Israel's sake.
For Israel's sake. It didn't say Moab. It didn't say Ammon. It didn't say these other wicked 18 nations out here, the Amalek. It didn't say Amalek, did it?
Right.
Didn't say the Italians. Didn't say none of these Edomites. Didn't say the East Indians. Damn sure didn't say Africa. Pharaoh and them.
Right.
Didn't say that. This said for Israel's sake, man.
Right.
The Most High worked for Israel's sake, man. Finish reading.
And all the travail that had come upon them by the way, and how the Lord delivered them.
Right, and all the travail, you can look that word up. It just means all of the things that happened to them. Right. All of like a woman's in travail, like you're gonna have a baby, she's shown enough in travail, hurting.
Right.
But all the travail, all of the things that happened to them and that had come to them by the way, in other words, as the way they walked through, man, all the travail and hardship that they went through, and how the Lord did what? delivered.
I got the definition of
Go
travail.
ahead. Look it up. Go ahead.
Definition of travail out of the
Right.
Oxford Language Dictionary. Painful or laborious effort.
That's right.
That's it.
Painful labor. It's like a woman going in labor. Painful, man. You know, all the travail that they have gone through by the way. Right? In other words, they walking in the way. In other words, in the way of all these enemies out here. Trying to get where? To the promised land. Trying to get on up in there, man. Trying to get out of the way of all these Edomites and these Amaleks and these Canaanites and these Hagarenes and all these wickedness, all this, man.
That's right.
And how the Lord did what? Delivered them.
That's right.
Read verse 9 for me, Bob.
Verse 9. And Jethro rejoiced for all the goodness which the Lord had done to Israel,
Right.
whom he had delivered out of the hand of the Egyptians.
That's right. Finish reading. That's right.
Verse 10.
Uh-huh.
And Jethro said, Blessed be the Lord who have delivered you out of the hand of the Egyptians.
Blessed be the Lord who's delivered you out of the hand of this. Make sure
Blessed
that
be
you
the
understood
Lord.
who that was.
Yeah, that's right.
Go ahead.
It's like it. And Jethro said, Blessed be the Lord who have delivered you out of the hand of the Egyptians.
Right.
And out of the hands of Pharaoh.
Right.
Who have delivered the people from under the hands of the Egyptians.
Yeah, we got anybody in the chat over there?
Just checking in. Or old check-ins.
Okay, gotcha. Right. Find out the hand of Pharaoh who have delivered the people from under the hand of Egyptians. In other words, they were under the hand of Egyptians. That's like we in America under the hand of these heathens out here, of these Amaleks up in here, man.
Right.
You know, we brought on ships up in here, man, delivered unto all of these wicked people up in here.
Right.
You know, that's what we are right now. It's the Most High has done against us. From all the hands of these Egyptians, man. You know, we were sold, man, for our destruction, nation. You know, sold because of God's wrath, man. Right. We delivered. I mean, the 12 tribes of Israel, we living in hell, man.
Right.
We living in hell up in here, man. We're sold to the nations not but to be because we moved God to wrath, man.
Right.
And because we didn't listen to Moses, man, we didn't listen. We didn't obey him, and that's the whole thing. That's what the Most High is trying to say. That's what Moses is saying to Jethro here, how God has delivered him out of the hands of that man, right. and hoping that our people will come back to the Most High. That's what Moses was hoping for back here, and that's what the Most High want us to do right now, is to come back to him, man, and to start obeying the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. That's and right. then he'll put things back in order. That's what's getting ready to happen, whether you like it or not. That's what's going to happen. It's going to happen soon here. As a matter of fact, it's happening. Finish reading from what we at, Barbara Shaw.
We're verse 11.
Verse 11? Okay, let's see here. Let's just stop it right there. Okay? Verse 11?
Verse 11, 18 and 11.
Yeah, verse 11. We'll stop it back there and get back into it next week. Where we'll finish reading, right? Right. Mother. Blow the trump. Good for me. The scrolls. Okay. So the hot wheel. Turn and face the east.
This is the Lord's Prayer. Abanaw, Shabbat
Shemayim,
Kodash, Hayah,
Hayah,
Shamka,
Shamka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Malakuka,
Malakuka,
Dama'ah,
Zayaka,
Watazayaka, Hayah, Ashah,
Ashah,
Baratiza,
Baratiza,
Kawa,
Kawa,
Hayah,
Hayah,
Bashamayim,
Bashamayim,
Nadalanaw,
Nadalanaw,
Lakam,
Call,
Yawam, Wasalaknaw,
Wasalaknaw,
Kabawatinaw,
Kabawatinaw,
Kasalaknaw,
Kasalaknaw,
Kabawatinaw,
Kabawatinaw,
Wala'ah, Dama'ayanaw, Banasayawan, Abal, Hawashayan
Shaynawa.
Mayan,
Mayan.
Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, what's like it? Waha'Allah, Wahatapar, La'awalamyam,
Alayim.
Amman.
Aman. What he said in Hebrew, he said in English. Our Father,
Our Father,
who art in heaven,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
thy kingdom come.
thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be
on
done.
earth,
In earth.
as it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us this day.
Give us this day.
Our daily bread.
Our daily bread.
Forgive us.
Forgive us
Our debts.
our debts.
As we forgive our debtors.
As we forgive our debtors.
Lead us not.
Lead us not
Temptation.
into temptation.
Deliver us.
Deliver us
from evil.
from evil.
For thine is the kingdom.
For thine is the kingdom,
Power.
power,
Glory.
glory,
Ever.
ever.
So be it.
Hakak the power. Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Ba'ashim Yahushua,
Ba'ashim
Baba
Yahushua.
Kasha, Natana now, Hakak, Larpa'a, Kau Makala, Wakau, Madawa, Hakak, Latahar, Hamatzari, Hakak, Lahakwi, Hamatia, Hakak, Albarkawa, Hatama'ala, Lagarsh, Ba'ashim, Yahushua, the water.
Aman. What he said in the Hebrew, we say in the English. Lord, in the name of Yahushua.
Lord, in the name of
Please give us
Yahushua.
the power.
Please give us the
Power
power.
to heal all manner of sickness.
Power to heal all manner of sickness.
All manner of disease.
All manner of disease.
Power to cleanse the leopards.
Power to cleanse the lepers.
Power to raise the dead.
Power to raise the dead.
Power against unclean spirits.
Power against unclean
To
spirits.
cast them out.
To cast them out.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you. So be it.
Thank you, so be it. Bless Israel. Yahweh. Ba'ashim. Yahushua. Raklanawa. Wayashra'ala. Wahai Bayah. Sapari. Barak. Salaki. Rapa'ah. Magun. Hagun. Ba'ashim Yahushua. The water Amman.
Aman. We said in Hebrew, we said in English. Lord, in the name of Yahushua.
Lord, in the name of Yahushua. Bless us. Israel. School.
Bless Hill's children, protect.
Bless Hill's children,
Our
protect.
loved ones.
Our loved
In
ones.
the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it. Psalms 121. Asha'ah. Ayanya. Al. Haharya. Mahayan. Yaba'a. Azariah. Ma'ayin. Yahweh. Ashar. Shemaiah. Wa'arataza. Alitan. Lamawat. Regalka. Ayanamwa. Shamark. Hana. La'a. Salaki. Yanawam. Wala'a. Yayashan. Shawamar. Yasha'ala. Yahweh. Shamark. Yahweh. Tazalka. Ayai. Yamyanka. Yawamar. Hashamash. La'a. Yaka'a. Wayarak. Balayala. Yahweh. Yashamark. Makal. Rai. Yashamar. Athnapashka. Yahweh. Yashamar. Taza'alka. Wabawat. Ma'ata. Ma'ai. Our love.
We said in the English, we say. What he said in the Hebrew, we say in the English. I lift up mine eyes.
I lift up thine eyes
to
the hills.
Which cometh my help.
Which cometh my help.
Coming from the Lord.
My help come from the Lord.
Which made the heaven and earth.
Which made the heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee.
He that keepeth
shall
thee
not slumber.
shall not slumber.
Behold, he that keepeth Israel.
No, he that keepeth
shall
Israel
neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
How is thy keeper?
And how is thy keeper?
The Lord is the shade upon thy right hand.
The Lord is thy shade upon thy right
The Lord
hand.
shall not smite thee by day.
The Lord shall not smite thee by day,
Nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all
Preserve
evil.
thy soul.
He shall preserve thy
The
soul.
Lord shall preserve thy going out.
The Lord shall preserve thy going out
And thy coming in.
and thy coming
From
in.
this time forth.
From this time forth.
And even forevermore.
And even forevermore. This is Psalms 83. Alahayim. Adamayah. Laka. Atakarash. Wa'al. That's a quat. Al. Kayahana. Awabadiyaka. Yahama. Yawan. Ra'ash. Al Amaka. Ya'ariyamwa. Sawada. Wayata. Ya'aitazawa. Al. Tazapawanika. Amarwa. Lakawa. Wanakakina. Magaya. Oh, it's like it. Wala'ai. Yazakar. Sham. Yasha'ala. Awada. Kaya. Nawa. Atazawa. Laba. Yakadwa. Alka Salaki. Aliyaka, Baryath, Yakarawa, Ahalia, Adawam, Wa, Yashima, Alahayim, Mawa Abba, Wahagari, Gabal, Wa'aim, Mawan, Wamalak, Palashat, Ai, Yashabia, Tazawal, Gum, Ashawal, Nalawa, Amam, Hayawa, Zarawa, Labandi, Lawat, Salah, Aisha, Lahom, Kamadi, Kasaya, Sara'ah, Kayabi, Banakal, Koyash, Wan, Nasha, Mawa, Ba'ai, Yun, the Ara, Hayawa, Daman, La Adama, Sayatamwa, Nada, Yamawa, Kara, Wakaza, Wakazabak, Wakatazal, Mana'ai, Kal, Nayasamuka, Ashor, Amawa, Nayarash, Lanawa, Na'awath, Alahayo, Kayash, Dava Arya Ira, Wa, Kalaba, Dalahat, Haria, Khan, Daradakma, Basaraka, Wabasa, Basaraka, Wabasa, Wapathka, Dabalam, Mala'ai, Paniham, Kwalawan, Waya, Bakwashwa, Shamka, Yahawah, Yabashwa, Waya, Bahalwa, Adi'ai, Waya, Kaparwa, Waya, Abadwa, Waya, Da'awa, Kaya, Ata, Shamka, Lahaw, Yahawah, Labadika, Aliwan, Al, Kaharataza.
What he said in the Hebrew, we said in English. Keep out thy silence.
Keep out thy silence.
Oh Yahweh.
Oh Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy
Be
peace.
not still.
Be not still.
Oh Yahweh.
Oh Yahweh.
Below thine enemies.
Below thy enemies.
Make a tumult.
Make a tumult.
They that hate thee.
And they that hate thee.
Have lifted up their heads.
Lift their heads.
Taking crafty counsel.
They're taking crafty
against
counsel.
thy people.
Against thy people.
Consult against thy hidden ones.
Consult against thy hidden ones.
They
have said,
Come. And
Come.
let us
cut them off
from being a nation.
from being a nation.
And that the name of Israel.
The name of Israel
May be no more remembered.
may be no more in
For
remembrance.
they have consulted together.
For they have consulted together with one
They're
consent.
confederate against thee.
They're confederate against thee.
Tabernacles of Edom.
Tabernacles of Edom.
Ishmaelites.
Moab,
Hagarine.
Gabal,
Ammon.
Amalek,
The Philistines. Habits of Tyre. Syrians also joined with them.
Syrians also joined with
They
them.
have hope in the children of Lot.
They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah.
Do it to them.
Do it to
As
them.
the Midianites.
As to the Midianites.
The Syrians.
As the Syrians.
That's
That's Jabez.
The Brooklyn-Kassah.
Brooklyn-Kassah.
Spares that indoor.
Spares that indoor.
They dung of the earth.
They dung on the earth.
Make their nobles like a ram.
Make their nobles like a ram.
Ze'er.
And like Ze'er.
And all the princes of Zabah.
Make all the princes of Zabah. And as our mother who said,
let us take to ourselves.
Let us take to ourselves
the houses of Yahweh.
the house of Yahweh,
Possession.
a possession.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Make them like a wheel.
Make them like a wheel.
As a stumble for the wheel.
As a stumble for the wheel.
Fire that burneth the
As
wood.
the fire burneth the wood.
Flame that set them
As
out.
the flame set the mouths on
So
fire.
persecute them.
So persecute them
with thy tempest.
with thy tempest.
And make them afraid.
And make them
with
afraid
thy storm.
with thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame.
Fill their faces with
that
shame.
They may seek thy name.
They may seek thy name.
Oh Yahweh.
Oh, Yahweh.
Let them be confounded.
Let them be confounded.
And trouble forever.
Trouble forever.
Yea.
Yea.
Let them be put to shame.
Let them be put to
and
shame.
Perish.
Perish.
That men may know.
That men may know.
That thou,
That thou,
whose name alone,
whose name alone,
Yahweh,
is Yahweh,
of the Most High,
of the Most High,
of all the earth,
of all the earth.
SHAR. Okay, I'm gonna prepare the Torah. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barak Yah.
Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Barak Yah.
Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Barak Yah.
This concludes our Sabbath services here in Greenville, South Carolina. We'll blow the horn one more time. And actually, join us next week to conclude our services as we finish reading the Bible. Let's give a salute to all our brothers. Mab Shabbat, Maj, Rock. Let's give a courtesy salute to all our sisters. Mab Shabbat, Maj, Rock. And for that we say, Shalom.